April 15th, 2224. Last week, the Helldivers Corps received a boon in its arsenal with a material package known as the Democratic Detonation War Bond. For 1,000 super credits, each Helldiver can now access equipment that, much as the name implies, is focused on demolitions and explosive ordnance. While the War Bond seeks to fit Helldivers with brand new armor sets, grenade pistols, thermite, and explosive-tipped crossbows, one weapon stood out from the rest as it entered frontline service. The R-36 Eruptor, a bolt-action rifle that instead of regular bullets, fires an explosive shell with a small rocket to propel it to its target. While slow and cumbersome, frontline units have praised its capability to eliminate terminate nests and automaton fabricators alike. Debate has already started on whether it makes certain armaments and tactics redundant, and whether its ammunition will continue to be as effective as it is today. The Galactic War would like to ask its audience for their opinion and post it in the comments below. Meanwhile, on the war front, Super Earth's Western forces enjoyed a small respite as the last of the automaton forces were pushed out of the Galactic West. Some Helldivers voiced confusion as to what they would do next, as the automatons' forces were routed from the galaxy. Confusion was brief, as shortly after the success of Operation Swift Disassembly, Super Earth looked to the east to wrestle the Terminate threat and ordered the Helldivers to focus their efforts on the Draco and Mirren sectors to pave the way for new Element 710 farms. On April 9th, as Super Earth's might was brought to bear on the Terminates, the automatons moved into action and deployed a massive naval force into the Valdez sector, rapidly moving through each system to establish a presence in the Lacaille and Andromeda sectors. Surprised Federal forces were unable to push them back, as wave after wave of automatons and war machines rained upon them. One planet after another fell to the automatons with seemingly spotless efficiency. High Command issued the following during the automaton offensive. High priority broadcast. All units to LibCon 1. Federation under attack. Multiple planets have fallen. A massive automaton invasion fleet, comprising tens of thousands of warships, arrived from FTL Jump to the Valdez sector, and overran nearly every planet in just hours. Attacks on communications networks delayed warning until now. SEAF reserves are scrambling. All Helldivers are called to deploy immediately to the defense. This fleet dwarfs the automaton armies destroyed in Operation Swift Disassembly. As we predicted from the start, they were merely a vanguard. This is the automatons' true force. Where the automatons hid this fleet and what their true intentions are, those questions must be answered later. The reclamation has begun. With Cyberstan reclaimed and Super Earth's defense efforts dismantled, SEAF established the Menkent line, where the planets Menkent and Lyseth would act as rally points for orbital defenses, super destroyer fleets, and Helldivers alike, to make a future push for the automaton homeworld. This was followed by a fleet-wide announcement from High Command. Super Destroyer Fleet Upgrade. In response to increased enemy threat, Helldivers are now authorized to requisition Level 4 modules for all Super Destroyer systems. Like previous upgrades, the Level 4 suite significantly upgrades the Super Destroyer with cutting-edge technology, provided by defense contractors who are galactic leaders in quality and safety. These critical upgrades will be installed without delay upon submission of the requisite number of samples, proof of commitment to furthering the cause of liberty. The Helldivers' warships would benefit from these much-welcomed upgrade modules, which consist of increased Eagle payload capacity, enriched fuels for flame-based weaponry, reinforced sentry armor plating, rewired electrical weapons, and an augmented packaging methodology that would elevate the Super Destroyer's combat capabilities. Although the fleet found teething issues with the new upgrades, the fleet is hopeful to resolve these events in the following weeks. At the newly formed Menkent line, the final days of the week saw fierce combat at Menkent, with Helldivers claiming its liberation hours before the automatons counterattacked, only to find coordinated defense efforts from the Helldivers. Leseth returned to Super-Earth's control with lesser resistance from the automatons. By the early hours of Monday, Menkent's liberation marked the Hydra sector's return to the Federation. SEAF was unrelenting, as multiple battles raged on in neighboring systems to bring about a total liberation of the Andromeda and Lakyle sectors and push the automatons into the Valdis sector, where Cyberstan lies and their thousands of warships await. Last but not least, the Eastern Front against the Terminids saw a significant decrease of planetary liberations as naval forces were recalled to the Western Front, though there was still noteworthy progress in the Draco sector, as Crimsica was the last planet to be liberated. For now, the fight continues in the Mirren sector, with a constant back and forth at Hellmire and a glacial progress at Oshan. And that's the week. An odd break from automaton fighting for a day, new E710 farms on the Eastern Front after a small spike in military presence, an interstellar offensive featuring the largest automaton fleet yet, Super-Earth mounting a defense at Menkent and Leseth, as the Helldivers receive new weapon systems and upgrades to their vessels, and the Terminid Front slowly gains ground. There is much to speculate about how Super-Earth will coordinate the potential counteroffensive, now that the Menkent line is secured and staging begins. Will the automatons dig into their worlds with heavier fortifications and units? How will the Terminid Theater react in the long run to a decreased number of forces? Surely High Command is pondering these valuables and more, but as the episode comes to a close, we can only wonder. If you enjoyed this episode, think about sticking around by subscribing and awaiting further coverage of the Galactic War.